has been a long day for all of us, I think. So I'm gonna keep this quick. So this is a presentation, just a quick introduction about Node, because Node is like has been around for 3 years, 4 years, maybe 5. There was Rhino before, which was basically a JavaScript engine that allowed us to run JavaScript code on the server. Then Node came with a smaller engine and faster and so on. So I'm not gonna go too deep on the Node technical details. So I just want to do a quick introduction to how to write your first app with Node and why. Sorry about my accent, by the way. So my name is Oscar. I'm a full stack developer at Team Karma. So I do Node, I do Java, I do Python, I do a lot of stuff that nobody cares about. So you can find me online at that Twitter handle and blog Divide and my GitHub accounts there where you can find my contributions to the open source community. So, and that's all about me, what I have to say. So what we will do today is the summary of this talk is just in 20 minutes. I hope no longer than that, so let me check the time. Yeah, in 20 minutes, let's build the first Npm package for CorkDev.io, which will be a command line utility that will show the next or the current talk that is on CorkDev.io. So why a command line? Because I just want to make the point that Node is not just for building web apps. So we can build whatever we want in Node. So that's why the command line, and it's pretty easy to get the command line to work as a website, and that's all. So basically, I'm gonna go first on the glossary. I'm just gonna go into 5 concepts, 4 or 5 concepts. Then I'm gonna do hello world just for you guys to see. Then I'm gonna explain a little about the node modules directory, which it's where our dependencies go. I'm gonna show the package.json. I'm gonna do an npm pack and an npm publish, and we are gonna install the command line utility there. So just to have a notion, like here, you guys are familiar with Node, just to, So I'm not gonna go too deep in details because you guys will ask me questions that I don't know. So let's go to the terms, to the concepts so Node, I already talked about that. I could go in deep into the event loop and all of those things about Node and JavaScript in general, but I'm not gonna do it today because I just want to keep this as simple as I can. Then we have the Node modules, which is the directory where Node search for the dependencies. So, and when we use npm is the Node package manager. So when we install a dependency, those dependencies will be installed on that directory, similar to Python and things like that. So we have the npm, which is the Node package manager that I just talked about, and we have the package.json, which basically it's the metadata of the package that we are building, the npm package that we are building. So that's it basically. So first thing, let's create like a very simple hello world here. So I'm sorry about the showing you code at this time of the day. I really don't want to do it, but I think it's the best way to get you guys familiar with that. So basically, I already have here kind of directory which is ready for this stuff which I'll be using. Now, forget about that, nobody saw that. Okay, so basically what I'm gonna do now, it's an hello world on Node. So be aware that the point that I'm trying to make, like I've been, nobody cares about the other people's experience, but I'm gonna tell anyway. I've been working with .NET, with Windows stuff, also with Python, with Perl, with most open source technologies. So, and to be honest, like I never found a technology that is so easy as Node. It has their downsides, of course, but like it's the most easy technology that I found so far to begin with. So basically, I'm gonna do here like my hello world in Node. So I'm gonna start from the scratch with no boilerplate code, nothing at all. So I'm just gonna create here. So this is my JavaScript file, okay? JS extensions, all the same stuff. I'm gonna be a good JavaScript developer, and I'm gonna use strict. And I'm just gonna say console.log. So, okay, so let's do the typical. Okay, so basically to run Node, I just need to tell the interpreter to run this stuff. So it said hello world. Maybe if I'm in front of some of you guys, I'm very sorry. So basically what I have in there is my first Node comment. So what I said in here is just what I want to do, just to go back a little bit, is I want to build a command line utility that shows the information about the next meetup, okay? So what I'm gonna do first, so I'm just gonna build here, okay, a main function, which I can, okay, so I'm just gonna call it main to, okay, and this will be the entry point of my app. Okay, on this, sorry about that. So on this function, I will use promises because I will do some asynchronous stuff. So and to avoid the callback hell and all of that stuff, I'm gonna install here Q, which is basically the library to handle that. So basically what I am doing here is my first interaction with the package manager. So I'm gonna download Q, and if I don't move this, okay. So basically what I have right now on this directory is I have a node modules. Let me show this in Sublime because you can see here the structure of Q. So basically, when I said npm to install Q, this installs Q on the node modules. What this means is that what happens is that now I can use Q here by saying this. Okay. So basically, Node will look for on that directory for this library here. And I don't pay for Sublime license, which is a shame. All right, so let's do some. Okay, if you don't like my, okay, so just gonna move there. You will realize in a second why I did this, okay? So I'm gonna run my hello world again just to see if I didn't make any mistake. So, okay, it's fine. So let's talk about the package. About the dependencies and all of that stuff. So when I say here to require Q, that will look for on the node modules. Okay. So what this means is that this is gonna go here into the package JSON. I don't think you can see. Where is my? Can I resize this? Oh man. I wish I could resize this. Okay. Cool. So basically, on those terms that I said previously, the package.json contains like all the metadata about Q. Okay. So basically, we have the name, description, and blah blah blah. All of these things. You can find it in here that the guys have that their main file is q.js. Okay. So this means that this will be the file that is loaded when queue starts. So it means that the cool stuff about this is that we have the source code. So if I go here and I put something that doesn't exist, my code will break. Okay, this is cool because like I have the source code. I can like if there is a bug on some library that I am using and I want to make a pull request, look, I can try it in here and then make the pull request, the source code and so on. So I can really change the dependencies and contribute with functionalities and bug fixes and so on. So this is cool. I'm gonna remove this and leave queue alone. So let's do what I told I was gonna do. I just want to remember what I want to do. So basically, when we go to CorkDev.io, we have a website like this, and we have here like the number of people here, and we have here a description, and that's the information I want. So basically, I'm gonna need here, just gonna do some skeleton code, which I have here. So basically, this is my node. So you are not supposed to see that. So please close your eyes and don't see that. So I will need two functions, which I'm gonna put the functions here, and we will go one by one, and we will give this a try. So basically, I'm gonna be nice and put some JS docs. Okay, cool. So this will, you guys are seeing this correctly, right? So this will get the event details from the network. Okay, so, and this will return whatever, an object. Okay, let's do some JavaScript. So basically, this will be my first operation, which will be asynchronous, and that's why I'm gonna use promises to do this. So what I'm gonna do, this is all boilerplate code. So I'm gonna resolve this thing, right? And then we are going to put the code in here. So that's cool. So I'm sorry if any one of you guys are bored by this, but so basically I'm gonna call that function in here, and then I'm gonna say hello world. Okay, let's see if I didn't break anything. No. Okay. So basically, why is this? This is a concept. If you are not familiar with it, you should take a look on the about promises and the pattern, because like when doing JavaScript, because JavaScript is so simple and it's asynchronous by nature, it can become very complex in a short period of time. So let's do this properly. So this is the first function. Okay. So the section after getting the event object from the website, I want to print it basically. Let me see what I call the print function, which is in here. So close your eyes again. So basically, I'm gonna create another function, and wherever I'm not gonna put anything there because you got the point already. So this will not return. Okay, this will return nothing. So, and here is where I should print the stuff. So this is gonna be the normal to do. Okay. So basically what I'm gonna say is after get the object, do me a print, and this will receive here the event from the network. Okay. So, and that's it. And if you get an error, okay, just print the error and exit the function. Okay, so this is our skeleton, our program skeleton. So we are going to fill the blanks in here now. So basically, to get the events from the website, I need to call an API from the meetups. We don't care. You don't want to know the technical details. So what I'm gonna do is get that code, and I wish I could see the entire file. Okay, I'm gonna get the code from here, which I already did it before, so I don't want to be boring you with technical details. So the same boilerplate code, I'm gonna remove here the resolve, and I'm gonna put some code in here. So basically, what this is doing this is making a request, okay? So I'm gonna need, the request is another package which I will need. So what I'm gonna do is npm install requests, okay? So this is another library that makes it easier to make network calls. So I should have a joke prepared while this is installed, but I don't, so you guys have to wait. So it's installed here, and again, you can see the node modules here with another dependency, okay? So basically, let me see if I can, okay. So basically, this is getting the object from APIs, API meetup, whatever with this. So I just copy this from one of the JavaScripts on the website. So telling that JSON is true, so it can send the HTTP headers correctly, blah, blah, blah. So, and I'm gonna do something ugly in here, but that's what I have so far. So you can make a pull request after. And so basically, now that I have this code, I should add here the event, the event details in here. So what I'm gonna do right now is just console log, and I shouldn't call this event data. Okay, so if I run again, it will go to the network and get that thing. So what is happening is that undefined is not a function. So where is this? So line 56. Okay, let's see if this went well at first. I would 56. So what do we have in here? Fun. So this has been a long day. So anybody has a clue on what's happening?
Should be anonymous.
No, it's a self. No, let's remove this. I was trying to be smart. It will be fine. Okay, so this is our main function. It's been a long day for me to try. So request is not defined. Why? Because I didn't include here request. So this I know how to solve. That's no problem here. So I'm gonna ask again for to get the request library from the node modules, which is cool. So just to make sure, okay, so that's fine. So it's going to the network and he's getting all the JSON here, which is okay. So what I want to do now is print this to the console. So I'm gonna get again so this part is quite interesting because I'm using here a library that allows us to scrape the like if you see here on the description we have HTML. So what I want to do is not present the HTML because this is a command line stuff. So I want to scrape some of the HTML that is inside. So what I have here is code which is using a library called, no, not this, called Cheerio, which uses jQuery expressions to get what I want. So basically, if you look at in here, so I am loading okay, this is called meetup. Okay, so this is loading from Cheerio the description, which is HTML, and then what I am doing is getting all the paragraphs of that and getting the text from inside. Basically, there is no need to go into details on this. And then I am console logging all the lines that I want to show. So basically, if I run this, it will break, yeah, of course, because I don't have Cheerio. So what I'm gonna do is get Cheerio from npm again, and while this is going to the network, I'm gonna put here the dependency, okay, and I hope no typo. So it's cool. So it's supposed to run now, okay. So basically, is installed Cheerio. I think I installed again, wherever. So it needs Lodash again. Sorry about that again. So Lodash is it's a library that it's the new underscore or it was forked from the underscore library, which is a well-known JavaScript library. So I'm using that inside that function, but I forgot. So I'm gonna, okay, so, and it's not like this, I am using like the underscore. So see here, another good thing is that like we can give different names because this is a variable that references to what is exported in here. So, not this console, where is the console, or is this one? Yes, it is. Okay. So now I have a command line tool that shows me all the information from the network from there. So basically what I can do with this node stuff, like I can create a server that prints that information into HTML. It's just a format problem. So now on the presentation, so I did the first step, which was this one, and I think I have five minutes left. So we are going to publish the first CorkDev.io package, which is doing precisely this. Because I am a command line guy, I spend my day on my terminal. So what I want to do is like install something that when I run CorkDev.io, it shows me what is happening. And when I remember, I don't have to go to the browser. I just run on the console, and I can see what is happening next. So basically, to do that, I'm not gonna spend time here on my playground. I'm gonna show you the actual what is published right now. So if I could close this, okay, I'm gonna open again because, okay, so this is another stuff. Okay, it's this one. So to make this, okay, this is the same file, exactly the same file, the same functions and so on. So to publish an npm package, it's just like on the node modules, you can find here several. The best place to search for code is on the packages that are published. So you have access to all of them. You have access to all of the source code. So you can see here what the guys have been using. Like on Cheerio, for example, they are using Travis, which is a build server. So you can use it because it's free. They use a lot of stuff, and like in their package JSON, they have information here, and this is the best resource to get information along with a website and so on. So what I did is just fill in the spots, fill in the places here. So if you go, actually there was like if you do npm init on this, on this directory, which the one I am working. It will ask you for what is the name of the package, blah, 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 the version, description, the entry point, test command, whatever. And this will, yes, it is. So, and this will create all the stuff that you need to create your first package JSON. So this is the default one. If you press enter, all the time you will get something like this. So I'm going to show you the other one, which is more complete than this one. So this one has the main file. So if I require this, that will execute that code that is there. So this is the entry point of the library. And then I am saying here, which is something that is very good. It's a bin, it's a link. When you do the npm install, this will create this link on your path. So this will expose this file to if you install that globally on your system. This will install this it's not a binary, this script on your path. So it will be available. You don't have to specify a path, and you can do wherever you are. Like I'm gonna open another console. I can do something like this, CorkDev.io. And that will execute the code. So if you see here, like CorkDev.io is linked to basically to NVM, which is okay, the npm stuff. So that binary, that bin stuff in here is doing that. So yeah, so that's it. I'm just gonna do something here just to publish again. So I'm gonna say here and imagine that I modify something. Okay, I'm gonna increment here the patch version of my package. And I'm gonna go to the other directory. I'm not hiding anything from you because I can't, because of the resolution. So basically now I changed the version. Imagine that the version is some code. What I do to test is I pack all of the things using npm pack. This creates a target which I can install. I can install on the directory actually, but I like to create this target and then I can see what is being included or not. So, and this, if I do an install of this target, this will install on the system the code that I am working on. So basically, now that I have my package, I can publish to npm. It's just a simple command, npm publish, and this will create. If you see here to see that I'm not lying, I know that you all believe in me, but just to see, the name of the package was CorkDev.io. So in npm you have something like this, and the published package is 1.01. Okay. So what I did here is increment to 1.02. So I publish, and oh yeah, Aless, you are the man. You are the man. So this is uploading the file. So in npm it should be updated here. The 1.02. Okay. So basically, that's what I wanted to show on this presentation. Is like Node. It's like you can use JavaScript because we all use JavaScript somewhere down the line. Because no, never. You have to explain me why, and how we ran from it. But like JavaScript, like in each project that I've been working on, whatever the platform, whatever the language, I always end up using JavaScript. And this is very cool because if you follow, if you use this, you can use server-side code, like validation code that's before you save to the DB or something, and you can use the same code on the front end as well. So that sharing experience, that sharing of the code in server-side and client-side is very good. I'm not gonna lie, like JavaScript has the downsides, and the teams have to learn how to deal with the problems of the languages. But if you overcome the problems of the language, you will have a team that speaks the same language and code the same way and uses the same libraries in the front end and in the back end. So companies like, for example, MasterCard, PayPal, Walmart, and a lot of Irish companies as well, like Intercom, like Zendesk is Irish. I don't know, but like they are all using Node now, and there is a demand for Node developers. So that's what I wanted to achieve. So if you want some more talks, or let me put this big. If you want some more information or some technical details, like in Node itself, the event loop, how it works, and things like more technical, just use the tweet and ask for it, or comment on blog.dev. This will be available there as well. So basically, I think that's it. So and install the npm package and go to use the command line to see the stuff. All right. So that's it. Thank you, guys.
Any questions?
Oh yeah, questions. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I have to.
What are the drawbacks of Node?
Sorry?
What are the drawbacks?
Like, I love Node. I'm gonna be completely honest. I love Node, and I love JavaScript. The problems with JavaScript is that because it's so simple. And it's very simple. Anyone here can write JavaScript like within an hour or two, like the object, the primitive types, and so on. But the problem is that it's very complex. It becomes very complex when the project is growing. So one of the downsides to me when using Node for backend and frontend is that normally frontend people are not used to write tests, to follow all those good practices. And that's not the downside of JavaScript itself, but it's a thing that it's cultural on the JavaScript developer. So and that's become part of the problem. Another problem with Node, for example, and the JavaScript is that it's single-threaded. which means that if you are doing something that is CPU intensive, like let's say if you get something from the DB and you need to iterate over that data over and over again, Node it's not for that. You can use cluster mode and other things, but Node is not for that. Node is for asynchronous stuff, for I/O intensive stuff. So it's the term non-blocking I/O that the people from the company are tired of listening to me say. So basically, the rest of the problems are common to every programming language. But like if you see on GitHub and so on, one of the good things that is happening to the ecosystem is that like the people from Walmart, from MasterCard, from those companies that are now using Node, they are building code that you can use everywhere on the browser, on the server side. So and that's how this moves forward, because it's the same libraries for the same problems, and we keep developing on top of those and improving those, or not, depend. But like we keep using the same stuff and the same concepts, because when you talk to basically for me the problem is that when you talk to a backend person and you are a front-end one, the backend will tell, oh, just get that array from the API that I sent. And for the front-end guy that needs to display a message that might be the wrong format, and he must do something that is not trivial, you know. And when you ask the backend guy for the front end, what he thinks about the front end work, it's completely the opposite. And when you join these two together, when a back end guy becomes a front end guy as well, all the problems, the solutions become more robust, more solid. You know? So that's it's not perfect, no, but I think the good sides overcome the bad sides of that. Yeah. Any more? Just one more. No?
You also touched on the promises, or what are they exactly?
So basically, because like when you do something in Node, Node it's asynchronous by nature. So when you do a network, and it's single-threaded, so keep that in mind while I'm saying that. So it means that when you do a network request, Node is doing other stuff as well. This is called the event loop. So basically, when you get the response from the server, the engine will know that it has to process a callback, which is a function. So imagine that you have three calls to the service. So you have to get, like, I don't know, users, and then for each user you have to get their favorite sport from the API, and for their favorite sport you have to get an image. So when you typically code in JavaScript, you just do get me the users, okay? You ident, like for spaces, one tab. On the next function, you will do get me, what was that? Get me the favorite sports, and when you get the response for that, you will get the images. So that becomes like a pyramid, you know. When you see the code, it looks like a pyramid. So when you add error handling, it becomes more tree functions, and like in complex code, like this will grow, and it becomes nobody will understand that. And not even the coder itself will understand that in 2 weeks' time. And the promise is basically allows you to just have one level. Instead of having those 3 levels that I talked about, you have just one level. When something returns, you do this. When this returns, you do that. So yeah. So actually, on that example, I could have showed the difference, but like it can be on another talk. I think it's yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Why queue and promises and not like async or something?
Basically, because I'm used to queue. Just that's the reason. Yeah. And the queue, I think it was used on the browser before async, but I'm not sure. Yeah, but it's a taste. It's just yeah. That's all. Yeah.
What about the security of the application? Because you are running the client side.
Mm-hmm. So what was the question again? Sorry.
About the security.
About the security. What do you mean security?
Because you are running a code on the server, the client side.
Oh yeah. But this is just an utility that you trust and you install on your laptop. So if I put that to remove all of your home folder, user home folder, that will delete all of the home folder. So this is just an example. In security, like there are frameworks or libraries to do that if you are building web apps, if that helps on the question. Yeah, that's it. Let's eat some pizza. It's pizza, yeah.
Yep. Thanks very much, Oscar.